I don't know what conspiracy channel or commentator some of you are watching right now, but every liberal, progressive Iranian American that I know who campaigned against Trump is celebrating these strikes right now. For years, I've watched politics divide people on issues like this, so let's just clear this one up. I was at the protests, every single one, and every Iranian there was begging for intervention. To be against what's happening right now is to be pro-rape, pro-torture, and pro-murder, because that's what this regime has done to its own people. They massacred tens of thousands of protesters just in the past few weeks. Think about it this way. If a man you despised showed up to stop the monster who slaughtered your entire family, would you really grab his arm and say, "Not you"? That's what some of you are doing right now. So yes, you can hate Trump's immigration policies. You can despise ICE, fine. But don't make Iran a sides thing. Iranians wanted this. This is our only chance, maybe for generations, to take our country back. So step aside, please.
We've been living in.
Stop playing like you guys understand what's going on in these different countries. Only the people that are playing sides, man. Stop pretending. You don't know what's going on in these other countries. You don't know what these other countries would appreciate. And this is a prime example of it.
This bubble as Americans, especially the younger ones, because they don't even really know what suffering looks like. They don't know what racism looks like. They don't know what war looks like. And so they've been living in this bubble, this liberal bubble that basically allows for them to say and do whatever they want to do, because that is the freedom that we have here in the United States of America. And we are protected by our Constitution. And we are governed by the Constitution, which makes us a republic. And then we have democratic elections where we basically choose the leaders that's a reflection of us. So the majority of us chose Trump to actually represent us, and that's what we stand for. But then you have this other group of people that hate Trump so much, and it's basically based off of the propaganda, which is very similar to what they do in other countries like Iran. And I'll get to another video about that later. But basically, we have a group of people that are so against Trump that they'll actually advocate for the suffering of other people in other countries. And that's the way they justify how they don't like the United States of America. It's crazy. Venezuelans celebrated, loved it, is doing better today than they ever have before, and their future looks incredibly bright. We also paid for our ability to be able to remove Maduro by also having all of that oil come over, and that kind of justified it while not losing any American troops or any kind of American, arsenal, helicopters, anything like that. Now we have the Iranian people and the theocracy that they operated under in order to justify hating America and saying death to Americans. The Iranian people are celebrating in the streets in Iran and around the United States of America, and we're still fighting for that. We're fighting against it. This is the derangement that we're living in, and the type of place that hates America. We have problems in our own country, more from the people that hate America than people outside of America that's actually celebrating us helping them remove all of the bad stuff that's inside of their own countries.
I know this must suck to hear.
Sometimes it's like, sometimes you got to come in and kind of say things, but when somebody is saying something better than what you will say, it's like, why even add to that? What he said was perfect. What she said was perfect. And it puts the country in a position where you need to start opening up your eyes.
If you're a fucking lib, but Donald Trump is probably going to go down as one of the top 3 greatest presidents of all time. And you might be like, you're fucking crazy. Okay, let me explain this to you. In modern time, we have been dealing with Iran's bullshit for 40 fucking years, and Democrats and Republicans alike have sat on their hands and done shit. Why have they done shit? Because of political pressure, because of oil, because of lobbyists, because of lawyers, because of corruption. And that is why things take forever, because somebody is always getting paid for some vicious shit. This guy doesn't give a fuck. He's doing what's right for the people. You cannot have this country under threat of a nuclear bomb from a country like Iran with rogue leaders. Hence, Khamenei is dead. Just like you can't have Venezuela, our backdoor neighbor over here, selling shit and putting in, you know, drugs into this country and killing people, and fentanyl coming through China and them selling oil through some black market bullshit. I mean, this fucking guy is stopping all the bullshit. And you could disagree or you can agree. It doesn't matter. But those are the fucking facts. So start understanding it and say thank you to everybody who's voted for Donald Trump, because
lose 45 pounds and become unrecognizable by
Yeah, we pretty much saved y'all from yourselves. And he said it during the State of the Union address. And he said it. He says, listen, we were almost basically giving away this whole country. And thank God we saved it at the last minute. And I know it's a lot of people don't like the fact that he celebrates himself.
At what point do we draw the line, I guess, between just straight up hating someone and everything that they do, even though that is good, and actually disliking someone, but actually acknowledging things that is a good job? At what point do we start drawing that line? Because you could dislike someone and dislike their belief system, but if they do something good, do we just turn away? Do you just turn away?
Where he promotes himself, but he's basically within his first year and change stopped wars, helped different countries, stopped nuclear threats and bombs, took in money from tariffs, created a big beautiful bill that allowed for us to remove and lower taxes. You'll retroactively get back tax money as a result of no tips on overtime, or no tax on overtime, and no tax on tips, and no tax on Social Security. What more do you want from a dude that's more active than the last president had ever been during his 4 years in the administration? And a Kamala Harris who was silent the whole time. And then now she want to come out and say, oh, I didn't like Trump's State of the Union address. I didn't like his speech. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Trump will go down definitively. And I'm very happy to have lived through this, because he's doing all of the things that Obama should have did. He's doing all of the things that Biden should have did. He will go down as the greatest president in our lifetime, and probably top 3 of all time, because he's actually doing the things that need to be getting done worldwide, not just even in the United States of America, while also assisting Mexico in eliminating the cartel.
he just made the world a much safer place. Oh, and here's the kicker: in 1 year.
Newsflash, if you've seen the headlines today about America bombing the regime sites in Iran and killing Khamenei, the supreme leader in Iran, and you thought to yourself, oh my God, World War III? Oh my God, America's going to war? Oh my God, Trump thinks he can do that? You're fucking brainwashed. I'm convinced you're brainwashed. A good thing has happened, and you can't even acknowledge that without criticizing Trump. I'm not saying he's the best person on the planet. He did a good thing though, and you're so blinded by your hate for this man.
You see, that's let me let her finish.
For this man, for America, for Israel, you're so blinded by those 3 things that you can't see a good thing when it happens. We're happy, and if you're not, you're brainwashed. I'm convinced.
Why wouldn't we be happy for people that are happy that their leadership that had basically oppressed them, had basically removed any kind of elections, had turned into a dictatorship, labeled themselves a theocracy, basically saying that we basically next to God, and that's the only thing that y'all should be able to question. And I can go through all of the different things that people are saying within their culture. And why would you then align with them just because you don't like the president? I think that he did have a great analogy when he said, if the person that is destroying your life is taken out by a person that you don't necessarily care for, are you going to be against that person being taken out just because you don't necessarily care for the policies or something completely unrelated to the thing that they're saving you from? No, you would actually celebrate it. You would love it. You would embrace it. You would be dancing in the street. And because we've never had to suffer from that, because we've been protected by our military, and thank God that Trump also rebuilt our military, because none of this is possible without investing in the boys that protect us every single day. And that's why we say we love you, we appreciate you, and thank you for your service. And we need to give more respect to the people that are on the front lines, not only to the people that's in the military, but also ICE, also our police officers, also our firefighters. And that's what Trump actually was doing during the State of the Union address that so many liberals was bothered about.
When the hell are the liberals gonna stop? You're sitting here protesting the strikes on Iran, while when Iranians are celebrating in the streets.
Facts.
They just want to be free.
Confused.
And y'all did the same thing with Venezuela. And what did the Venezuelan people do? They celebrated. Listen, here in America, we are very privileged. Over there, we can't understand what the hell is going on over there. But for my eyes, when I see people celebrating, it brings tears to my eyes, because I couldn't even put myself in their shoes to understand what they're going through. Also, liberals, why the hell weren't y'all protesting when the regime was straight up just killing people in the streets?
Selective outrage. Selective outrage. I'm happy for the Iranian people. I know that this is not over yet. And until it's officially over, I'll continue to pray for the Iranian people, because a safer world is a safer America. And that's what's best for everybody. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon link is in the.
Let me know what you guys think about this, man. There's a lot going on in the world, man, once and for all. If you are in the United States, man, you got to understand that whether we like our president or not, man, he is our president. In the future, whoever is our president is going to be our president. Even though that may not have been your guy or a gal, you got to stand behind him. I think that people that don't really like our president, I think that they do acknowledge that what he did was a good job. I just think that they don't like the fact that it came from him. And that's where I draw the line. Because like I said, man, there's other countries out here that are really suffering. We're pretty safe out here in America. We're not dealing with we're not dealing with half the stuff these other countries are dealing with, man. And we got a president that's out here actually doing things. We may not agree with all his policies, but at least he's doing motherfucking something. At least the motherfucker is working. At least he's running this motherfucker and not just showing up to these events that just don't matter. That does not matter to the American people. I mean, you got genocides going on out here in the world. We're not experiencing that in America. So like, comment, subscribe if this is your first time, coming on my YouTube channel. Please drop a comment below. Let me know your ideas. Let's talk about it, man. Let's debate about this, man. Until next time.